Hey guys, so good to see your faces again. Not that I can see your faces. Say hi in the comments below and I'll reply. Today we're going to cover 5 things you need in your sword fighting EDC, which is your everyday carry. For those that didn't know that acronym, I just learnt you a thing. Bonus tip, you're welcome. Now it doesn't matter whether you're a budding enthusiast just getting into it or whether you're a venerable that's been going to sporting tournaments for many years. And it doesn't matter whether you do this casually in LARP, HEMA, HMB, SCA, medieval reenactment, this kit will help you out. Now it goes without saying sword fighting is dangerous, so therefore disclaimer, mandatory. Have to do it. And to get things started off properly, cue the intro. Oh wait, we don't have one. What do we have? That's the bag. We can do that. Cue cinematic bag sequence. Lockdown starting to ease in different parts of the world, I want to make sure you're ready to get back into it. Obviously guys, please be very careful when you do, but let's go over the 5 R's of a ready kit. So the 5 things can be broken down into 5 R's. Revive, registration, restore, repair, and rank. And I don't mean rank like rank, I mean rank like rank. Now I've got links below for a lot of these items. They're Amazon affiliate links, so if you do get anything off those links, you will be helping support the channel. Thank you. Item number 1 is Revive. This is for you, for your teammates, and for your opponents. Which is medkit and water. Now with water, you don't want a glass bottle. There's a high chance it will smash in your bag, and then you're gonna have water everywhere, ruined kit, and a lot of glass to clean up. I've just got a steel thermos. There is no way that that is going to smash. Now with the medkit, you want it clearly marked and easily accessed, like so. This is just a travel kit. Remember, we're not talking about an emergency trauma kit here, but it could still save a life, including yours. In an emergency, there's some things you need to know. So let's open this up. But I'm only a first aider, I'm not a paramedic. In any emergency, call 911, 000, 999, whatever your country's emergency code is, give it a call, stay on the line, and listen to their advice. But do explain to them that you're doing this as a sport, or else you'll have the SWAT break through the door before the ambulance does. Now let's open this up. Give me a second to sort this. So like I said, this is just a basic travel kit. Everything came as is with one exception, which is the torch, which I'll get to in a second. Most kits come with one of these. It's a basic first aid guide. I really suggest you read it. Like I said, I'm not a medical professional, I'm just a first aider, but if this is the only thing you know, hopefully it will help. Gloves, put them on, especially if people are bleeding. Sanitary wipe, cleaned wounds. Gauze packs, sterile, one use only. Do not open until you need them. Bandages, not sterile, one use only. Tape, for the bandages. Pins for the bandages. Tweezers, because tweezers. Scissors, because scissors. Band-aids, for the little cuts. And a torch. Now the reason I put this in here is because head wounds, although not common, are very dangerous. The torch, sorry about that, is to help detect concussion. So when you shine a torch into someone's eyes and the pupils don't shrink, or the eyes start responding in unusual and out of focus ways, there's a good chance that person has concussion. If after a head injury someone is feeling nauseous, dizzy, or even having memory loss, immediately check them in with your first aider or paramedics on site. Now, you'll notice in this kit that there's no painkillers, there's no antihistamines, and there's no tourniquet. Those things need to be administered by medical professionals. Remember, this is just to provide first aid, not medical care. But keep it clearly marked, know who your first aider is, and if you're at an event, know where the paramedics are. Why am I putting that away? We're on to item 2. So on to item 2, which is registration. This is the boring legal stuff, but it will save you in a pinch. So in this, which is a very well-worn folder, is a big chunk of paperwork. But you don't need that much. If you have an exemption or a license, keep it on you. If you've got a membership card for your club, keep that on you. It should have contact details of your club. If it doesn't, print something off with it. If you're going to an event, make sure you have the event info on you. Bonus paperwork, if you're pedantic like me. All your insurance documents, just in case, as well as any legislation or relevant law. Now, knowing any legislation and law is great, but you don't want to quote it to police officers, because that'll just tick them off, trust me. You just want to casually refer to the law that you are allowed to do what you're doing. Like this one time,
Story time!
I don't know if you guys are going to like story time, but we're going to try it. Traveling through Melbourne with Kit and the police stopped me. Okay, that's fair. Stop completely, explain what I've got on me, where I'm going, what I'm doing. The guy then says to me, "Can I see the sword?" Now we're in the middle of Melbourne. So I said to him, "Are you asking just to see it? Because no? Or are you telling me you want to see it? In which case, we'll have to go somewhere." And he says, oh, I just kind of really want to see. Good stories have a beginning, middle, and end. I'm not sure that qualified. Regardless. Moving right ahead, we're going on to item 3, which is restore. This is a couple of bits and bobs just for on-the-spot maintenance with your kit. This is to keep your items from needing repair. So, for steel, high grit sandpaper, water retardant, and a file. Steel weapons will rust. Good swords are not made out of stainless steel. Some have a higher nickel count, which means that they're more resistant to rust, but most of them will rust in one way or another. Even just touching the blade, you're gonna have fingerprints. So, if you see a little bit of rust coming up, high grit sandpaper. This is wet and dry, 600 grit, that's what I use. Sword on sword training is gonna create a lot of burrs along the blade, so you get yourself a bastard tooth file and it's easy to take them out. But don't do it. This will be easy to explain if I do this. I missed. Okay, don't do this. All you're going to do is dip into the blade. Instead, that way, because the burrs are usually going to roll over one side of the edge or the other. And this is for training equipment. It's usually blunt. You want to keep it that way. So do a couple of passes as you're rolling the blade over. I should put this back properly. One of them is a new shield after all. I wouldn't want to dint it. You also want rust retardant. I like WD-40 because I like the smell, which is probably weird. But you can use RP7, you can use cooking oil, it doesn't matter. You just want to put a layer between any moisture, water, and the blade itself. And number 4, we're on to repair. Now this is on the spot repair, this isn't full repair maintenance. This is just when you need a quick solution. So, what I would suggest is tape. This is duct tape, it's going to leave a residue behind. If you can, use gaff tape. It won't. Needle and thread, because things fall apart a lot when you fight. So learn to sew. And this is beeswax. Once you make your thread, you rub some beeswax along it, and it'll help to hold everything together. But if you want to go this option, use proper beeswax, not paraffin candle wax. This stuff is what you need. String, this is just a chunk of jute string, because sometimes you need to MacGyver a solution. You can wrap this around where a bolt has fallen off a nut, or if a bolt has completely fallen off, say a shield, you can wrap this through and it's a makeshift bolt for the moment to hold handles in place. And sword handles rattle after a little bit. You can use this to wrap between the crossguard and the handle, tighten it up, and it should stop the rattle temporarily. Super glue, or crazy glue if you've got it. Because glue, and a Swiss Army knife, or a Leatherman. Sometimes you need a knife, sometimes you need a screwdriver, sometimes you need scissors or pliers, and these things are just convenient. And last is rank. Now obviously we can talk about your standard roll-on and spray-on deodorants. I hope I don't have to tell you to use those at training, but what I want to talk about is this. These are little silica packs. Handy little things. Sometimes when you buy things like from Amazon, links below if you want to support the channel, you'll get little silica packs like this, designed to keep moisture out of products while they ship. Now, they tell you to throw these out, which is understandable because inside this packet is silica gel, which is not good. Disclaimer, do not eat these. This is not a Tide Pod challenge. But you put these in a little fabric pouch and throw them in your kit bag. When you wear your arming jackets or gambesons or costumes, you will sweat and it will stink. A couple of those sitting near your kit will absorb all the moisture right out. Just remember to check on them every now and again and throw them out if they start to swell or go hard. Now, if you think I've missed anything, please comment below. I'd love to do a part 2 where I get a lot more insight from you guys in the community. So if you found this helpful or think it'll help your club, please share this one around. But until next time, train safe and stay sword savvy. Oh, I forgot my swords.